Welcome down to the Veterans Memorial Arena, where tonight the 14-0 Jacksonville Giants host the Heartland Prowl. Richard Miller and Will Davis joining you for tonight's broadcast. This is the third and final meeting between these two teams this year. And Will, we see it at every level in basketball, whether it's high school, collegiate, professional. If you want to be a competitive team, you need a dominant big man and a do-it-all point guard. And the Jacksonville Giants have both in Jermaine Bell and Ed Horton.
Well, definitely with those two guys, and also with those two being selected to the All-Star game, which is a tremendous opportunity for the new first-year team that we have. Jermaine Bell, a big man that gets in his work, and then you got a guard, Ed Horton, both being selected to the All-Star game. Wow, that's awesome.
And Jermaine Bell leads the team in points per game, also blocks per game, and Ed Horton leads the team in minutes and also field goal percentage, the highest on this team.
You know, another thing I wanted to say about this team, it's awesome, not just with just those two guys, but the players around them, which makes them even better. I have to give my hands down to those guys. They are awesome.
Well, really, too, you look at the coaching staff and what the scouting department has done. They've done a phenomenal job at really assembling this team, getting the best players, because 1 through 15, every player can play.
And that is true. Not just one guy can dominate this game. It takes a team. And what these guys have done with that whole coaching staff and the scouts for this team, they're doing an awesome job. And again, give my hands down to the whole coaching as well as the scouting team.
Miller and Will Davis joining you once again. And Will, for a while there, it was a little scary. The Heartland Prowl just being very tough, very physical against the 14-0 Jacksonville Giants.
Just like I said earlier in the game, the Prowl has a game plan. Their plan is to beat the Giants. They want to be the team that's ranked number 2 with 2 all-star players. It's amazing. They're on a mission to beat the Giants tonight.
And we look at it too, Will. Prowl, they're 5-2. They play good basketball. This is a team that has argued, saying that, hey, why are we not in the top 24 in the ABA standings?
With their record, definitely they should be somewhere in the rankings. But again, they know that tonight, if they beat the Giants at home, they can definitely move up into that top 25.
Without a doubt. Jermaine Bell, a quiet 15 points. Usually he's a dominant player, one of the all-stars for the Giants. But I think, like I told you earlier, the X factor, it's been Brandon Russ.
Yeah, he's one of my guys right now. And it seems like he's one of those go-to guys. And if you notice, with that lineup that they have to go, which is small, he's considered the next biggest guy that's on the court. But amazing, with his athletic ability, he's able to keep up with the guards from the Prowl.
An excellent smaller big man. And two, you look at the Prowl tonight. We've seen it from Harper, we've seen it from Jackson, both scoring 17 points. The Giants are pretty much saying, you guys can have your points, do what you want with them, but we're going to shut down everybody else.
Yes, I think when they come out of the locker room again with the Prowl, the Giants, I think their mission is going to go, hey, we got to get our big man back active in this game. And with Jermaine Bell putting up those numbers kind of quietly, I think they're going to go ahead and start feeding him and Nick down low, making problems for the Prowl tonight.
And what do you say if you're the Prowl's head coach? You tell these guys they started quickly, but after a while, the Giants are creating turnovers. They're finally hitting their three-pointers. And you've got someone like Brandon Russ, who hasn't played most of the season, that just dominated.
With the coaching staff, with the Prowl, he has to be happy, because any other time, the Giants will be like by a tremendous amount of points. So they're doing a good job. The window is still open for them. When they come out of that locker room, it's up to them to say, hey, let's jump through that window, do what we got to do so we can go home with this win. But if not, it's going to be a long ride home for them tonight.
Well, Giants leading 82-59 over the Heartland Prowl. These two teams played last night, very physical. Jermaine Bell was ejected with 12 minutes left in the game. And I spoke to the coaching staff prior to shoot-around, and they all said the referees were just kind of a little iffy. Are we going to see that a lot when the Giants go on the road?
Well, it's just like when, well, they say the underdog. The Giants right now, they're the big bad boys right now. And I think that a lot of teams feel like we're the underdog. We need some help some way, somehow. So, hey, if the big boys going to come in here and act like they're bad, you got to give us a break.
And so far, Will, I have to ask you, what has surprised you so far? Here we are, we're on nearly 15 games through the year. What has surprised you most about the Jacksonville Giants?
With the Giants team right now, what surprised me is the way that rotation is going. Because a lot of times, most teams will try to stay with at least the same starters this later on in the season. And right now, I guess because of the Giants organization, they have so many weapons, it's amazing that these guys can come in here and put in any other player off the bench and get the same type of production.
And Will, we look at the halftime stats right here. The halftime show, always on the CW17. Giants 54% from the field, 11 of 23 from three-point range, and 11 turnovers. But you look at the points off turnovers, the Giants have 23 so far.
Well, apparently, right now, the Giants is doing a good thing. They're causing the turnovers right now for the Prowl, and I think that's where the problem is at right now with the Prowl. So I know their coach is probably chewing them out, saying, "Hey guys, I know we are a run and gun type team, but you got to slow it down just a little bit so we can keep control of that ball."
And Will, also I look at the assists for the Jacksonville Giants, 21 so far. We talked about it in the pregame show. Ed Horton, he's a do-it-all point guard. 21 assists for this team. I think it all starts with Ed Horton, but when you have a stable of guards, it makes it so difficult for every single opponent.
Well, see, now we have to recognize Ed as all-star player Ed Horton. Just like I said, I talked to him before the game, and he said that last night he felt like they threw punches at them, and they felt like, hey, we took all of their punches. And just like the beginning of this game, he started off with a three and said, hey, I'm going to be doing the punching in this game tonight.
Well, when you score 82 points in the first half, I'd say that's a big punch. I don't know if it's an uppercut, a left, a right hook, not quite sure, but 82 points in the first half, that sends a message.
I think the Prowl, again, in that locker room, say, hey, we're still in this game. We just got to do some things smart. Make smart decisions, because you cannot do little things that's going to cause you like little turnovers and not falling up with your free throws coming off the screen, setting picks. We have to talk when we play in the Giants.
Now, what do the Heartland Prowl, what do they have to do to win this ball game?
Right now, continue doing what they're doing. Fast, run and gun, but they have to hit those shots. That's the only way you're going to beat the Giants. You got to hit your shots. And again, go back to what you know best. Dwayne Jackson, one of their leading scorers, he's going to have to keep punching and bringing it towards the Giants. Keep bringing it and bringing it and bringing it and put the big Giants in foul trouble. That's their only chance.
Absolutely. Get them in foul trouble, create those turnovers, hit those threes. But it looks, too, like you need somebody besides Harper and Jackson doing something a little more when you shut down everybody else. It can't just be the Harper and Jackson show.
Well, I know. At any moment, we know that Ronaldo Norman is one of those guys that can come off the bench and give you like double digits. So I don't know if maybe Coach Waters is saving him for the second half, but we know that Norman can give you what you need.
Richard Miller and Will Davis joining you. Brandon Russ, we called you the X Factor for tonight's game. 23 points and 10 rebounds. What was working for you tonight?
Just playing hard. That's it. That's all they asked me to do, is just go out there and play hard when I'm called upon.
And Brandon, we came up with the name, the X Factor. You came in here, did what you have to do, coming off the bench and putting on the performance that you did. That's outstanding. What is it that Coach told you had to do when you got in the game?
Just play hard, defend, just talk to everybody and rotate when we're on defense, and just try to be the defensive presence out there and let everybody know what's going on. And that's what I did, and it worked.
And Brandon, you missed about three weeks with that right middle finger that you injured down in Gainesville. I think I counted 5 or 6 times that you hit the floor tonight. Were you trying to impersonate Allen Iverson? What was the goal on that? It looked like you were just fighting on every single play.
That's what I have to do. I mean, I'm fighting to get the ball. I want to score, but the offense is not ran through me, so I have to fight to get every offensive rebound I can. So that's what I do.
In the times that I've seen you come into the game, you do what you do best. You come in here and it looks like you do, like you said, you throw your body around. You do whatever it takes for you to win this game. Now, when your finger is 100% better and you playing like this with your finger that way, is it going to be superstitious? You're going to just keep it on even when you heal?
I might just, man. I've been it's been good luck so far, so I just might play with it.
Okay.
And was it difficult for you sitting out those 3 weeks? You played last night, you played today. But was that difficult? Because as a basketball player, you want to play. So what were you doing in your spare time? I know you were practicing.
Oh, I was. Other than practicing, I was just trying to get a lot of shots up with this thing on my finger on my own time. You know, behind you are what you are when people not watching. So that's what I try to do, and it's showing out here on the court.
And I talked to you a couple of times during the time that you couldn't play. I knew that you were very frustrated. You wanted to get out there and do what you have to do. And I noticed in practice you gave everything you had. And I think tonight one of the reasons why you're out here, because Coach said, hey, even though he has a hurt finger, he's proven himself in practice. So, again, good job for what you did tonight. Outstanding, getting many points more than what you put in as far as minutes. That's outstanding. You deserve the name the X Factor.
I appreciate it.
Well, let's also look at the final scores. Giants moved to 15-0. Everything pretty much working after that first quarter. Heartland Prowl coming out, working very hard, really putting you guys to work as well. But 51 points off turnovers, really working for the Giants. Y'all were passing the ball very well, too, winning the assist battle by 19.
That's an honor right there. That shows how hard we are and what a good teammates we are.
Definitely so. 51 points off turnovers, everything working for the Giants. And how does it make you feel? Because you're playing with what I think is a stable of guards. Everybody from Foreman, Lumpkin, everybody. That's going to make it nice for you.
Oh, no doubt, because all I do is get to the open spot, and I know the pass is going to be coming.
And a good thing that I noticed, too, with the coaching staff, you guys played against a team that was like a run and gun. And I noticed that you would be considered a big man compared to those guys, but it's amazing to see you run up and down the court along with those guards. That's amazing.
Yeah, I try to keep my stamina as well as a guard. So, yeah, thanks for